Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. All right, you guys, as you can see, I am in, I'm on location. I'm in Joe's car. I'm in Joe's back seat today because my car is in the garage. I don't feel like moving everything around. Anyway, we are in the back seat and I'm bringing it to you guys. I got a birthday shout out for you guys to Jehosi girl. Okay, she asked me to shout her out. I don't think that's her real name, but maybe she doesn't want her government splashed all over the World Wide Web anyway. So we'll just leave it at Jehosi girl. I think her birthday was a couple of days ago when she asked me, but I made a note because y'all know if I don't make a note, I'm not going to remember. Okay. So we made a note. Happy birthday. Hope you had a great, great time. All right. And I hope you guys are enjoying the Christmas holiday. You know, it's going to be an interesting schedule this week because, there's not going to be any Real Housewives of Potomac, I'm assuming, for the next 2 weeks. At least not for sure this week. They may actually still air it on New Year's Eve. But Christmas Eve, I doubt that they're going to show Real Housewives of Potomac. So we won't have that. We will have Love and Marriage Huntsville and Power because both of those two shows are coming on. But there probably won't be up. You guys know Monday is Christmas. Tuesday is my birthday. So, like, I got a lot of stuff happening. And then we going out of town next Friday. So, yeah, the schedule's going to be interesting these next couple of weeks. I'm not quite sure exactly. I'm going to try to get Love and Marriage and Power out to you guys before Christmas so that I don't have to worry about nothing else until, you know, the next weekend. So we'll see, you guys. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the holiday. It's not much holiday spirit in my house, even though I have worked really hard to bring spirit into the house, you guys. I'm talking about Christmas music every day. We done decorated that house top to bottom, outside, the deck, the front door, everything. Jada come telling me yesterday that she don't feel the holiday spirit. I was like, what? I don't know. If you guys don't feel it, it ain't nothing else I can do on my end, honey. Mister couldn't even be bothered to hide my gift. I was putting away his cleaner clothes in his closet, and my box, the gift is just sitting there in the, in the UPS box. I already kind of know what it is anyway, but it's just sort of like, damn, like, can you like hide the box? The box is all open and shit. It got a little part where it's closed. But it's like, it would be so easy for me to just go in there. I mean, I love surprises, so I'm not going to fuck up my own surprise, even though my surprise is sitting right there. Okay? And I could just like, honey, he couldn't even be bothered to hide it. I was just like, well, I guess, child. And ain't nobody really in the spirit, so hopefully your household is. I'm sure on Christmas Day, we'll feel it. But it's just different, I guess, because we don't have any little babies around. There's no young kids. Everybody is grown. Everybody works. Everybody has their own money, and everybody has bought whatever they wanted all year. So it's like the kids didn't even really want anything. They were just sort of like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I came up with the stuff that I wanted to buy for them. But, yeah, it's just sort of like, once my grandbabies come in, once the grandbabies come in, and not that any are coming anytime soon, knock on somebody would, because as much as I do want to be a granny, my kids are not ready to be parents. Please, Lord, no. So, yeah, that's what that is there. So hopefully y'all households is, y'all feeling the spirit a little bit more. I mean, I am feeling the spirit. I feel good. I love Christmas time. I've told myself that because I didn't used to. So actually, I do feel that way, though. This time of the year has made me very happy. And even though it is determined to be rough. Okay, my friends are not having the same happy holiday times, and they're going through, illnesses and deaths. And, I've told you guys all that, so I just hope that everybody is trying to at least being open to feeling it, whatever the spirit is, the way the spirit presents itself to you. All right. And that's it. We don't have much. I didn't write down really a whole lot of notes. I mean, I didn't type them up in my iPad. We just gonna talk today, you guys, because it's Christmas time and I just don't want to work that hard. I feel like I need to be on vacation. Work is so busy. Oh my God, work is so busy and it's so stressful, and it's the end of the year and they want us to finish all this stuff. And like I told you, we're going out of town next week. So yeah, life is a little stressful now, but it's okay because it's Christmas, y'all. All right, that's it for this. Let's get on to the gossip. All right, you guys. So first story up, the ChristianKeyes. Okay. You guys know that ChristianKeyes came out and decided to let us know part of the story. And a lot of people. All right, you guys, first story up. We are still dealing with the fallout from the lawsuit that Cassie Ventura had brought up against Puffy. Shit, it's almost been a month. It's probably been about a month now. But we have still been dealing with that. I've talked about that lawsuit or Puffy or some form of it every week since you know, she brought the lawsuit on. We do know that she did settle, and so there is no lawsuit any longer. However, Puffy still has a lot of problems. There are 3 other lawsuits, I believe, 3 or maybe even 4 lawsuits that are against him that have very similar accusations. There's somebody, one of Cassie's good friends, that did a interview, I guess, because Cassie can't talk. I guess in the paperwork that Cassie signed, ain't nobody said that the friends can't talk. Okay. And so her friend is talking about these freak offs that he used to have. And, you know, he used to coerce her into doing in order to get her to do something. I mean, in order for him to do something for her, she needed to do that for him. Okay, these freak offs where they would hire sex workers and it'd be girl on girl, guy on guy, girl guy. It'd be just like a whole orgy situation going on there. You know, even though she didn't say that Puffy was involved in that physically, he would sit there and watch, and I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so Puffy still got a lot of problems. On top of that, still losing business. That's really where they are hitting him. Now that we're not hearing many more lawsuits, now we are starting to hear about a lot of businesses and a lot of things that he was connected to, even things that we might not have known about or he might have a very small stake in. Everybody's pulling out. Okay, so yeah, hit them in the pockets. The pockets always hurt, honey. The pockets always hurt. But of course, Puffy is damn near a billionaire, so Puffy is going to be fine. But I don't know, you know, when you had such a respected legacy, I use that loosely but I mean, you know, you can't deny Puffy has done a lot in the music industry. So the fact that he's had this legacy that has now been besmirchified, shout out to Don King. Okay. Now that has happened, it's going to be a blemish on his legacy for sure. I mean, bigger than a blemish, but what I'm trying to say is he's still going to have money. Okay. But not much else. But yeah, there's been a lot of fallout from that. I mean, we got Russell Simmons now starting to speak out. I guess trying to clear his name because you guys know that he is, I can't tell you if the man is out the country because he's probably out the country for a few things. On top of the rape allegations that he had, you know, he also, there is that lawsuit that's going up against Kamora's husband. And he's involved in that as well, because all 3 of them were together, remember? So he's staying away for a number of reasons, I believe. And all of them are legal. All of them are legal reasons, even though he's maintained that he is innocent. But anyway, yeah, so we've had lawsuits and shit that people are still suing and saying that. I just saw before I came on that Vin Diesel, you know, they're saying that there's somebody that is suing Vin Diesel and saying that he sexually harassed her on the Fast and Furious movie set. And they are suing him, his sister, and I think the production company, or was it the makeup company? I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. I didn't put the notes down, but the person is suing him and his sister. And so I was like, his sister maybe is an employee of his or something. But yeah, so people are still definitely emboldened to, you know, speak what has happened to them and want to, you know, take the legal route and you know, press charges. So we'll see what happens with Vin Diesel and all. But yeah, so there's been a lot. And then on the victim side, you know, we also see that other people are speaking out, people that have been affected as a victim, the latest being ChristianKeyes. And if you are not familiar with ChristianKeyes, he is a Black actor, and he frequently works for Tyler Perry, works on Tyler Perry shows. I don't watch Tyler Perry shows, so I couldn't tell you what show he was on, but I know he worked on the show. I think he's on Saints and Sinners. I think that's what Roxanne told me. Yeah, I don't know him like that. I've heard the name. I actually had a friend, I think, that dated him for a minute or something. But I don't really know much about him. I've heard things about him, but I don't know much about him. And, but anyway, he came out last weekend and had all of the internet in a turmoil because he has claimed that he alleges that there is a mega rich, powerful Hollywood person, you know, high up in Hollywood, who, so I'm a shot caller, I'm assuming, who has harassed him for years and years and years and years because they want to sleep with ChristianKeyes, and he has denied them and he has turned them down. Apparently, he says that he has this person's voice on recording from them leaving voicemail messages, or maybe him recording them when they were talking, which I think is illegal. So I don't know. Maybe that's why he hasn't come out with the recordings. I don't know what the holdup is, but he hasn't released the recordings. He said that he will eventually, or no, he said that he would say the person's name eventually. But he said that if he did let you guys hear this person has a very distinct voice, and if we heard it, that we would be so upset because, you know, he's a mentor to a lot of people, and a lot of people just would not believe this. But apparently this person has like men on the speed dial, and whenever he wants them, he can just go and, you know, he can just look at the Rolodex. Or go and, you know, maybe he ain't got no Rolodex, showing my age, but maybe he's looking at his phone log, and, you know, he can call the people anytime he wants, and, you know, they can get active. So, yeah, he's come out and he said that, had everybody in a turmoil, mostly because he didn't say who it was. Okay. My problem is not, I don't have any reason to not believe him. Like I said, I don't even really know him. So, you know, if he says he has it, if it's happened in his recordings, I mean, I'll give him the graces to listen to the story, you know, but what I need you to do is come out with the name. My issue with this whole thing is, why come out with part of the story, but not the main part? It seems like it's so many issues with that. I mean, you putting your own self in danger, you know, because if you haven't said the name, that person still got time to get to you if they really, really wanted to do it, you know. Not saying that that's what that person would do, but that's one of the things. Secondly, it's just sort of like you should have known you would be opening yourself up to all of this scrutiny, because it's just like people want to know who you're talking about. You know, the fact that you put this information out, but not a name, it leaves everybody else to speculate. And speculation is not good for all of the people that are innocent that we may believe could be the person in this guessing game that we do, because it's natural for people to try to figure out who you're talking about. I know I see in the comments all the time, everybody was just like, you know, people don't want to say anything. Why are you guys so worried about who it is? You know, this happened to him. You guys should feel sorry for him. I mean, we feel sorry for him and everything, but let's listen. If we trying to get, I don't give a fuck what he's trying to get to. If he's trying to get to some money, listen, I don't have a problem with that. Like, if you've been suffering, the least that can happen for you is you can get paid for your troubles. Okay, so I'm not never that person that be like, oh, they just want money. Because if I done went through some shit, then yeah, pay me. Okay, pay me. Thank you. But people are saying that he's doing this so that that person who is responsible, if they're almost a billionaire, he's saying that this person is almost is a billionaire. We don't know if they are or not, but people are assuming that this person might just be super duper rich, not necessarily a billionaire, because there's not even many billionaires that fit the bill when he started describing this person. But what he did say was the person had a very distinct voice, and, you know, he was a mentor, and is this, that, and the other. And so, you know, people who are familiar with Christian Keyes and his acting repertoire know that he's worked for Tyler Perry in the past and maybe continues to do so. I don't know. I think he's on Saints and Sinners. Like I said, was it Saints and Sinners? I don't know. But anyway, the fact that he's worked for Tyler Perry, the fact that it's always been very hazy and gray for us to figure out whether or not Tyler Perry is gay. I mean, I think that most of us have assumed that that's what it is. I don't care. So I don't give it much thought. But most people, I think a lot of people had thought that maybe Tyler Perry was gay. Fine. That's his life. We didn't got to deal with none of that. But if Tyler Perry is over there being a menace and, you know, stressing out and going after men who are not wanting to be with him and all that, then that's something different. Okay. But he didn't say Tyler Perry. And honestly, Tyler Perry doesn't really fit in there because I think that he still has a good relationship with Tyler Perry. He even liked a tweet where somebody said that it probably wasn't Tyler Perry. So I think that was his way of saying that it's not Tyler Perry. But to me, like when he first came out with that, you put Tyler through a whole lot of shit, okay? Because everybody was assuming Tyler Perry at first until folks started to really kind of sit down and try to pick apart what he said. But, you know, Tyler don't need that kind of shit if he ain't the one that's doing it. It's just sort of like, or you could at least say who it's not, okay? He hasn't done any of that, which has led to a lot of speculation and probably a lot of innocent people getting blamed for this, okay, and getting some looks turned their way when really they shouldn't. So people want him to just say who it is. It's sort of like all or nothing. Either say it all or don't say nothing. And if you're not ready to say it, that's fine too. But you really opened a can of worms doing this, okay? Now, I thought Tyler Perry at first, but then I was just like, I don't think Tyler Perry, just something about Tyler Perry just seems like he's smarter, even though we have heard stories about Tyler Perry in the past. Remember some years ago on Top of the Blogs when we had a story and he had that one guy who was like a nuisance, who wouldn't be quiet, who was always showing up, and he started saying that him and Tyler had a relationship and all that. Tyler never said anything about this guy. I think he actually said that the guy had like some mental challenges. I think that's the way he explained it. But we kind of thought that guy, that this was like a relationship or something that had went bad. Okay. So we've heard little things. That was probably the last big story that I've heard about Tyler and, you know, another guy and all of that. And then nothing was ever confirmed with that. So nobody still knows for sure whether or not Tyler, he hasn't come out the closet, or he might just be straight, you know. Again, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it was just like you put Tyler through a whole lot, and people gonna be assuming that, and it's not, and it don't look like it's Tyler, you guys. Now and I know some of y'all gonna be mad in the comments and be like, Roxanne, you just like everybody else trying to figure out who it is. Why do you care who it is? You should just be worried about the victim. Okay, but if you telling me this story and you want me to have a reaction, okay, then I'm gonna fully react to the whole thing. I'm gonna try to figure out who it is. You know, that is normal human behavior. Okay, so don't be mad at me. Now, on that note, I believe that he might be talking about TD Jakes. Because I don't think that people would be really devastated like that if it was Tyler Perry. Okay? Because we don't look at, Tyler Perry, even though he's done a lot of great things and all. I mean, we look at Tyler Perry, he's a man. He's a very successful man. He's a, you know, but he is still, we look at him as a human being like that. But it changes when you look at a pastor, you know, a person that has to lead a flock, right? then we expect things differently out of them. I know that they still just a man or a woman, and you know, but when you a man of the cloth, it just changes things for me. And so, yes, I think that people will look at you as a mentor and as somebody that's, and the fact that he said a distinct voice, that's what made me think of TD Jakes. Now, I don't know if I've ever told you guys about my feelings for TD Jakes. It ain't never been something about Jakes. Something about it is just, I ain't never really seen it for TD. I don't know why. I know that a lot of people love him and he's done a lot and all that. I just, you know, so that was who I thought of. Okay. And I think that people would be devastated. Him as a pastor, if that's who he's talking about, people would be devastated because he has a mega church with thousands and thousands of, churchgoers and all. And I mean, can you imagine hearing this story about your pastor? So it's just sort of like, I think that that's who he was talking about, of the names that we know. Now, it could be somebody that's not well known, but I don't know. The way he was saying it sounded like it was a well-known person, big, like, yeah, that's my guess. Okay. And if it's not him, then maybe that's a good thing as well, because we don't need our pastors sending messages begging to have sex with some man and you ain't even in a relationship with them, you know. So, but I mean, time will tell, and we will see. There's been a lot of people that has co-signed for him, you know, people that he's told this story to over the years. We had Claudia Jordan come out and say that, you know, people were saying she was making it about herself, and all. But yeah, there's been other people that have come out and said that he's talked about this to them and all that, and they're in his corner, and that it happens a lot, and all of that, you know. What's interesting though is, you guys, have we talked about them saying that maybe I better not, I might be getting too deep into that. I'm gonna leave it alone, but that's what I'm gonna say for now. We just gonna keep our eye on social media, on Instagram, and see what happens when he comes out with the story. You know, when he does, we'll talk about it, you guys. We'll talk about it, but y'all let me know who you think he may be speaking of, okay? In the dark underbelly of Hollywood, okay? This man out here harassing these innocent men who don't want to have sex with them. I was just like, ooh, TD, you ain't out there doing it like that, are you? All right, you guys, next story, real fast, the Jonathan Majors verdict. Okay, he was found guilty on 2 of the 4 charges that were against him. And this is the case, the lawsuit, where the prosecutors pressed charges against him, misdemeanor charges, for, you know, roughing up Grace Jabari. This is an interesting story because he was found guilty. However, the video that we saw, the fight that we saw, the jury actually says that in those instances of all them damn frames of them running through New York, that he did not hurt her, or he didn't intend to hurt her. He was trying to get away from her. She was all over him trying to get, and so all of the melee of him trying to get away from her, pushing him away from her, putting her in the car, running from her and everything, that's how she got hurt. But he didn't intend, he wasn't trying to fuck her up that day. Okay. And I also kind of feel like the jury, without saying, I hope that they can talk to the jury or some of the people and we can figure it out. But I still feel like these two probably fought. They had like violence in their relationship, and, which is why they were so comfortable, you know, trying to cover it up, even working together, saying, you know, she was saying she wasn't going to say this, she wasn't going to do this and all of that. But then when we hear these see these text messages and hear the different audios that they had, yeah, it was just a strange relationship. But like I said, that is over. He is now seeing Megan Good. Child, side note, I'm just like, Meg, so now what we doing, girl? Because I mean, I know you was there for him and all, and you wanted to be supportive and everything. And I don't really think he's going to go to jail. I don't. But I think he's going to get some, you know, he's going to get some community service. They're going to have some things that he has to do, probation and all that, but I don't see him going to jail. But do they even really matter, you know, when you lose your jobs? Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second. But anyway, yeah, Megan, though. Remember I told you guys last week that I felt like maybe Megan wanted that, the kind of personality, the type of person that Jonathan Majors is. Maybe that was something that attracted Megan to her, because she seems to like a certain type of man. So it was just funny to me when they were saying that in the trial, Jonathan Majors was up there reading the Bible when Grace Jabari, or anytime that the prosecution in their time was up there, he would open up his Bible and he would read. I guess he was probably on Proverbs that day. You know, he's a great man. You guys, you have to remember this. He's a great man. I'm just like, girl, is that who you want us to be with? Anyway, now that he's been convicted, I hope you know what you're doing, Megan. Okay, so he's been guilty on 2 counts. Reckless assault in the 3rd degree, a misdemeanor, and harassment in the 2nd degree, a violation. Okay, he was found not guilty on 2 counts of intentional assault in the 3rd degree and aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree. The first 3 counts related to Major's actions inside the car, while the 4th pertains to him when their altercation spilled into the street. He's tentatively scheduled to go back to court on February 6th. That is when they are going to be sentencing him. Like I said, I don't think he'll go to jail, but we'll see. But, you know, in these situations, maybe jail, I bet you he probably would have been like, I'll do 2 weeks in jail if I can keep all my damn acting jobs. Okay? Because that is where Jonathan Majors has messed up the most. Okay? He can kiss that acting career goodbye. Child, the damn management and the talent agency, they done dropped him. Okay, because they said that he was arrogant and they had issues with him. Arrogancy doesn't seem too far off of the thing when you talk about him reading the Bible in the middle of the court session. So you can see where he might be arrogant. Okay. But these jobs, as soon as they announced that verdict, Disney came out and was just like, honey, Kang the Conqueror is over. Okay, we dropping it. He was supposed to have a movie it was supposed to be Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, I think it was, and he was the main character. And I think that was going to come out in a couple of years. That's a wrap on that. They are getting rid of all that. I was just like, ooh, that was big money. Avengers, that's big money. Even though the sports superhero thing is not where it used to be. But, I mean, that is still a lot of money. Okay, and I mean, he just lost out on so much, and I don't think that he's going to get his acting. I don't think that he is going to lose his career like a Jussie Smollett, but you best believe he ain't going to be at the level that he was before. I think he's still going to get acting jobs and everything, but it is not going to be like, because he was like he's the golden boy right now. He's A-list. Everybody was wanting him. He was everywhere. We started to see him in more movies. You know, Creed 3 was like the for real kickoff. It's like, okay, shit was about to just really take off. And then this. Okay. So he ends up with Megan, you know, drops Grace, gets with Megan and all this. And I'm just like, okay, Megan girl, I mean, you gonna be with him and everything. I mean, I would hope that this wasn't just a publicity stunt, but then maybe other part of me hopes that it was, because it's just like, girl, is that really the life that you want? I mean, it ain't like, I don't know. I just think that Megan, for her to go from the relationship that she was in and get a divorce and then jump into this relationship that's with all this controversy and, you know, all of the things that's going on with this, she's, you know, I'm just like, girl, you sure that's what you want to do? I mean, I ain't gonna tell you, I'm not gonna tell you to lead a man or nothing, but I don't know if she needs them kind of problems. Okay, but I mean, you know, the heart wants what it wants, right? Yeah. Y'all think he's going to go to jail? I don't think he's going to go to jail. February 6th, we'll be talking about it again.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh.
All right, you guys, next story up. Color Purple. We talked about Color Purple last week and the fact that the movie is coming out on Christmas Day. Did you guys get your tickets? Are you guys planning on seeing the movie on that day? They say it's going to rain out here in Christmas. I'm so sad about that because I don't want to be in the rain. I wanted to wear some cute sandals because I got my toes done today and they so cute and green, you guys. And so I want to wear sandals. I want to wear my feet out. I don't want to be in the rain. But yeah, we're going to be going to see the movie. Hopefully you guys are as well. Remember, I told you it's a musical, so don't expect it to be like the original. But so you guys know that the cast is on a PR tour. They're going around talking to everybody. And we had Danielle, Taraji, and the guy. I don't know the guy's name. I'm sorry. But they were actually on CBS and they were doing an interview with Gayle King. And Gayle mentioned that, you know, just in a lighthearted way, she was just like, Taraji, I heard that you said that you was going to stop acting. Like, you can't do that. And Taraji got emotional. Listen, if you guys have been paying attention to Taraji over the last few years, I think ever since she broke up with their fiance, remember she was engaged, she hasn't been the same. I know that she said that she was going through like some depression issues, some mental health struggles and all of that. We all, you know, have them. So that was fine. I was thinking that maybe she was going through it. It was COVID. You know, COVID had started the pandemic and everything. A lot of people were feeling off and depressed and things. But I had noticed she seemed like she just has not been happy. You can almost see it on her face. Actually, this whole press tour, she hasn't looked happy. Okay. Fantasia looks happy. Danielle looks like she's kind of in the middle. And I don't think that Taraji is fighting with Fantasia. And I don't think any of the cast is fighting like that. But I think that it feels like there is some tension. It feels like there's some tension with that cast. I don't know where to point the finger of who the tension is with, but it feels very tension-filled in there for some reason. So when she said that to Taraji, and Taraji started crying, actually, she got emotional and she said that she's just so frustrated because she feels like she doesn't get paid her worth and she has to fight and she has to go through all of this and she has to walk away from projects because nobody wants to pay her. But then you've got all these other people who make millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Okay. And then you have other people who, I mean, Taraji P. Henson, I would say that she is one of our actresses that has proven that she is a great actress. Okay. And she should be being paid more. I don't even know what she gets paid. And I can tell you that she needs to get paid more. I feel like all black actors need to be paid more. I mean, unless you Denzel or Viola, you know, there are the ones that really they have the name that get that, but there's only a few of those people. And then the rest is out here struggling. So Taraji was upset because she was just like, I haven't gotten a raise since 2018. She was like, since Proud Mary. She was like, and I had to start all the way over. I almost had to walk away from Color Purple, you know, and I think Fantasia had mentioned, or was it Danielle? One of them, some of the other ones had mentioned this before too. None of this is surprising. Not only that Monique has been talking about it for the last year or two, but we've heard people talk about this for years. I mean, we've had Halle Berry talk about it, Gabrielle Union talk about it. I mean, that is what Viola Davis talks about it all the time. It's just, it happens. And I can imagine that it would be very frustrating for Black people, Black women actresses in particular, to put in the same amount of emotion work, because acting can be emotional, to put in that work and not get paid for it, but then to see your white counterpart do the exact same thing and get paid 10 times more than you. Yeah, that would be very mad. I'd be upset about that too. And so Taraji now looks like she's to the point where she just can't hold it no more. She can't hold her mouth no more. And I felt like when Gayle said that when she looked to the side and she started crying, I could tell in her mind she was trying to figure out whether or not she was going to say it or not. It was just sort of like, do I want to open this? And then she probably was like, fuck it, I'm just going to open it up. Go on. I mean, hell, what's going to happen now? Movie done. They can't fire me. I'm going to say exactly what I feel, you know? So, but yeah, this is nothing new. And now people are starting to realize that Monique, you know, has been complaining about it for a long time. This is something, unfortunately, it's just the same as just our regular work. Like, even in your regular work, most times women get paid less than men, you know. It's just unfair, especially when you have women that can do the job as well or even better than a man, you know. So yeah, it's frustrating. And I felt sorry for Taraji because she looks really hurt. And I do feel like Taraji is not really going to be acting too much, and she feel like she got to be not having no, you know, if she's not going to be getting paid for it, then I feel like Taraji is probably like, I am hanging up my damn shoes. I'm hanging up the heels. Forget it. Okay. Which would be too bad, because I think that she has a talent that the world still needs to see. But yeah, my heart, I felt so hurt for her, because she wanted to do like the full ugly cry. Like, she wanted to really, but she was pissed. It was anger. It wasn't, I mean, it was hurt, but it was more like anger. Like, she wishes that she could even say more. But yeah. But I think that we'll hear more from Taraji now that she's opened, you know, she's opened Pandora's box, per se. But anyway, you guys, yeah, it's an age-old problem that nobody seems to have any desire to change. I mean, the black women still get paid the least, but it's a fact in Hollywood, you guys. Y'all let me know what you think about it. Y'all going to go see Color Purple? And then, since we talking about Color Purple, I guess I can throw in right here where Fantasia was talking about being harassed by the Airbnb. I think if you guys watch the story, it seemed like more of a misunderstanding to me. But I do know that these Airbnbs are now really, really starting to hunker down on people renting out their homes to have like parties and things, because a lot of times when they have parties in the houses, they end up tearing up the house or making it extremely dirty and not trying to fix or, you know, they don't take care of the house. So a lot of Airbnb people don't want you to have a party there. You could only you need to reserve how many people are going to be staying at the house, and that's who they expect to be there. I'm assuming many of these Airbnbs have cameras that are hidden all around now that are actually paying attention, which to me seems like that would almost be you borderline or floating, you know, you skating very close to invading somebody's privacy. I'm assuming that they have those cameras in places that are, you know, like not in the bedroom, not in the bathroom, because now I'm gonna sue you because you was peeping at me while I was taking a fucking shower, right? So, but anyway, apparently Fantasia, she's been traveling, working, promoting the movie and everything, and it was her kid's birthday, the 10-11-year-old kid somewhere in there, and she had a party for him. But it wasn't this is a 10-year-old kid. She's been busy and working with that, so I'm sure she's tired, but she wants to make sure her kids have a good time, so she has this party for her kids. She's got, I mean, let's just say maybe 10-year-old kids over there, okay? It didn't sound like it was that many kids, but it may have been, or whatever. But, she came on video and said that she had the kids there. They had a game truck come to the house earlier in the day. You know, the kids did play. They had their little party. They had fun. They were outside, whatever. And then they were all in the bed watching a movie by 9 o'clock. Okay. I guess around 11:30, there was a knock at the door from I'm not sure if it was the owners or whatever, but they were being told that they had to leave because they had a party there when they weren't supposed to, and there was too many people in the house. And there was this big confrontation, and then I guess they left like at 6 o'clock in the morning. I guess they agreed to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, or early in the morning. And she was pissed about it because she felt like it was this is my job. You guys, my job. I haven't been properly trained, and it has just been a fucking nightmare. I want to retire so bad. I need to at least wait another year, but where was I? What was I talking about, you guys? Where was I? Was I talking about Taraji? I'm so irritated. I got to get myself together. Give me a second, you guys. But yeah, Taraji, my heart goes out to her. I hope that they take care. I mean, they did get what they wanted from the movie. But, you know, when you got to be fighting and going through all that just to get what you want or get what you deserve, you know, that shit gets tiring. So even though she did get the money and everything, I hope things work out for Taraji. But you look at her face and you can tell that Taraji is over it. Like she's over it. She's over it. Oh, that wasn't even what I was talking about. Child, I was talking about... I hadn't got off of Taraji altogether. I was talking about Fantasia. So anyway, they made him leave early in the morning. She was pissed about it. She felt that it was racial. I don't know if I felt like this was a racial situation, and only because I know that Airbnb are very much sticklers these days about parties in the houses. For some reason, to me, I believe that Airbnb is on its way out. I don't think we're going to have much, unless it's going to be not, you know how you just have like your next door neighbor might have an Airbnb in their house. Okay. That's what I mean when I say it's probably going to be a thing of the past. We're going to probably start having Airbnbs be more in locations where it is considered like a venue or a something like that, you know, where it feels like you can go to a cabin or you can go to a house that's off far away from, you know, everybody else or something like that. But I don't know if I feel like they're going to be leaving it open to people that are just like having their house, 2 houses, one on Airbnb, keeping the other one and all that. I feel like all that is about to go away because it's interrupting different markets. Okay. So I don't know if I feel like it was racial. I understand how she probably felt like that because she's Black, and, you know, we definitely can feel like that. But I don't know. I think that it was more so, I mean, those people might have been assholes, you know, telling them to leave and all of that. But no, I don't know if I felt like it was a racial issue. I think that it was more so that they were probably just some assholes that came and told them to leave in this whole thing about this party. But, you know, you can't really have parties anymore in the Airbnbs. You can't do it. They don't. They're obviously watching. So just have the shit in your own house or go rent you a damn hall somewhere and have a party there, child.
Christmas tree, thy leaves are so